Hey guys, Wednesday, April 17, U.S. pre-market open on nat gas. Point of control still remains a stronghold on nat gas, $1.78. We got this nice, huge pop at the level I was talking about yesterday. There's some theories or conspiracies that think that maybe it was one buyer that said, you know what, maybe he watched my video, maybe not. But he finds value in this area, and I'm sure this person or institution said, you know what, I'm going to dip my toes in here, and came in with some volume, some money to back it up, and moved this up all the way to $1.80, right? $1.80, yep. But then, bears came in and pushed it down. You can see that their aggressiveness was kind of matched up to the 411 downside in regards to volume. And we're still hovering around 167 around there. Let's go to our, I got a lot to show today, so I figure go quick. Nothing's changed. We got to keep an eye on 164. And it's official that the MACD is now below the zero line for 2 days in regards to the histogram, and still crossover signal negative or sell as of 411. There's a Woody's pivot here of S1. There's one over here at 159. So let's see. And there was a pivot here of $1.64. So $1.65, $1.64 was some good support. Let's go to our 4 hours. There's a few things here on the Andrews pitchfork. It pierced this and then came right back down. I'll show you the stuff that I've been watching. The 4-hour Gann grid is the 50% right here from the first impulse waves. And some of you have been asking me, why you only just use the first impulse waves? Because that's the first one. That's the one that kind of shoots off all these angles. And we're kind of getting over here. So they're like, well, why are you not using this one? I do. I just haven't showed it. That one is the Gann grid 3. Well, it's not that one. Gann grid 3.5 high. There you go. And it's a little congested here. And you know what? This is on a daily, so it's on a 4 hour. So I got to go back to the daily here and then put it out here. So this is a daily chart. So this was our first impulse I've been showing you on the 4 hour. And now I got this whole move. But this is really the first. But you go fractal, and now you got this one. And this one shoots out all these angles. And you can see that from, and this is the final one, because we haven't made a high since. So you start with the first one, and then you see price action going and going and going and going. And then you could probably start, once you, somewhere around here that it's done this, like a B, you could start already working on this. And what it is the first impulse. So this is like this is your first one, and then this is like your second one, but still within like a first wave up. This is just fractal turning. But anyway, you get what I'm trying to say. So this is your 25%, which is pretty much that 3.5 high of $2. And you can see that this is your midpoint here, which is pretty much a retracement. And you can see that we have a tough time always. But guess what level that is? 176. $1.76. What is $1.76 on the square of 9? The zero line, which is right there. There's a lot of things are just rhyming or just, I don't know, I'm trying to think of the right word. Locking in. There's a word, I just can't think of it. That is just all kind of like, all making sense now. Within this, you could say geometry. of the moves of natural gas. So you can see this is your 1x4, 1x2, 1x3. This is the most important line. And what's interesting is squaring this on the grid from the 25% impulse. And I give credit to credit's due. This I got this from MSJ, Michael S. Jenkins. It's one of the techniques I first learned. And for those that trade using, or maybe just have the trading view chart or software online, they have an indicator that could do this. I have to do this by hand. I have to draw all these angles. On the trading view indicator, you could do this like in two clicks. 1, 2, and it shoots out all this that I have to do by hand on my Thinkorswim chart. If you're interested in learning how to do this by hand or by, how I would do it on TradingView, which is much easier than this. This is more complex because I got to, line all these things. Thinkorswim doesn't have something like TradingView. If you're interested, put some comments on this video. If you watched it and you want to learn how to do this, I could teach it to you on TradingView. And then you could do this, pretty much you could do this on any chart and any instrument, and it's much faster than the way I do it here on Thinkorswim. But anyway, I digress. I just wanted to show you this tidbit here, this tip. And you can see that this is the 1x1. And guess what? From the first impulse wave here, we just ended the square right here on April 16th. So I'm curious to see what's going to happen here. We're going to continue going sideways, or we're going to push lower to test that 152. Oh, from here, it's a new chapter and maybe sideways to grinding higher. That's all unknown right here. So I just wanted to see how this is going to play out. And then lastly, I don't think I have anything else. I got to go back to my 4-hour. You've noticed I don't know if it's on all software trading platforms, when you do some plotting on the daily and you go to a 4-hour, things shift. I don't know if that's a thing on Thinkorswim or just general, but with every trading platform. Let's see, FT levels. Yeah, we're still below that, so nothing there. And I think that's it. I'll leave it back at my channel. This is what I wanted to show you. The channel on the 4-hour, look where it topped out from the 50% and the 25%. Yep, right here in the middle at the slope of the channel, right there. Let's go into our midpoint chart. And you have, what is it, Friday expiration. What's the 19? Yep, Friday expiration. And talking about the statistical calendar. Man, it was supposed to be flat, and we got that huge pop, which I'm going to go over it. Trading day today is bullish, 0.34%. The weekday is bearish. But this is the day that statistically is kind of a down day, but not by much. It's kind of, you'll make some money if it's going to go down, but not by a lot. But then again, we were saying this is going up on this day, and it really went down. We were thinking this is going to go here, and by like 145, things went nuts. So it's like everything is just like the opposite, if you really look at it. But, I like to watch it because I like just to see, I'm a numbers guy, so I like to see what has happened in the past and see if there's any correlation. I'm a nerd like that. So today is kind of a, minor down day, but let's see. Things are just going in reverse this week with the statistical calendar. And you got this high volatility. There's a day that I'm watching, which will be for Monday, 422. This is where this, I don't even know if I called it anything. This is a 3/4, so this is where it completes from this low. So let's see what's going to happen. Is that a Monday? April 22nd? Yep. Passover, Earth Day. So Monday, I want to see what's going to happen here after this. And you can see that we hit on our monthly. We got this spike. We hit the 50% on the monthly midpoint and then pulled back. And now you're below the 25%. Kind of back to like hovering here. So if it's going to go down, you got a pivot of 164. If it's going to go up, obviously, it's going to kiss 169 and then 174 for the monthly. That's big picture level. But, you know, the way things move fast, you at least want to know these bigger levels. You can see that. And then you got the 158. For the week, the weekly chart, we need to get above 183. You know what 183 is? That's the 45 degree and the square of 9, which we'll go over. There was nothing really here to like, you know, stop it or anything or hit a pivot. It just was free fall here and then it came back down. Now it's kind of finding support at this pivot level of 167, just kind of oscillating back and forth in the overnight session. As of right now, there's a buy signal, but this is back and forth. So it's a little choppy. You got to wait for volume to kind of show you the indication. And this is an hour chart. So far, the daily sell, the week, the hour is sell, but the 4 hour is still in sell. And you can see it by the hitting the 50% there. And for this one, there's a pivot of 162. That's the low. We hit a 164 low. This is 162. This is your last leg of support of pivot. If it goes under there, then you're below even the weekly, which could happen. I'm not saying it won't. And for today, your midpoint is 173. Yep, 173. Extreme targets to the downside. Where am I? Oh, we got to go all the way here. Is this the 5 minute? Yeah, let's close this up a little bit. So 173. You got 165 low, 161, and then 157. Those are the targets to the downside if it was to push lower. If it was to push higher, obviously you'll get above the midpoint. So this is a little more bullish. Targets 180, 184, and 188. I don't know if it's going to get up there because even with a big buyer or institution, it never got to go up here. And I'm sure it probably hit some stops. It was on the stop hunt when that move happened. But analyzing this move, you can see on the 5 minute from like 130, 145, you got a PPS buy signal, but from right here, the dollar, the 1 hour and 50, it just skyrocketed. So this right here is relative volume standard deviation. So this shows me when big volume is coming, when it's above this 2 line. So you could tell that one was this candle here. Not much because everything has been quiet. This is all quiet. But here, this indicator tells you something is happening. There's big volume coming in. And there's a couple of ways to play this. I have a monitor where I'm watching just kind of volume stuff. So a situation like this that is like so quick, you could do a couple of things. You could put the 1 minute, but I want you to see the 1 minute chart. Sometimes it's too fast, unless you could look at it in another way. Let's close this out. So you can see the 1 minute. There were pullbacks, but I have this on a color trend. So it's just telling me that the trend is up. And then from here on the color trend by like 209, and you got a PPS sell signal on 208, 209. It was already changing colors and just started going sideways. This is the 1 minute. So I have a setup where I have ticks. and I'm using ticks of 133 right here. 133 ticks. So this kind of shows me a little bit more of possible entry points. So this was a good entry point right here. When you got that thing going up, and then it pulls back. This is what I have as a setup to get in. So I just have it visually, boom. And then I buy order right here. And this would be another opportunity if you didn't get in, depending how you kind of, want to use it, or how you see as a pullback. What is a pullback for you? Maybe you don't need indicators. I like using indicators to give me something visual to do. Kind of like a signal. Okay, like, here, go. This is where you got to go. So when I see that, I just buy. This happens again, buy. But the 1 minute didn't give me these signals. So I could have been like, where am I going to get in? Unless you're a veteran. It was like, oh yeah, I would have gone in right here. And this was a bit of a good level because, this was a support. This 168, that was a low. I think either, what was this? Tuesday or Monday, there was a low here. And you could have, when it pulled back, you could have bought it there. You could have bought it above the VWAP. So there was a lot of things here. But just in case you missed that here, this is your other opportunity. You could have bought it right above the 50 midpoint. This was bullish, $100.74. But then it went all the way to 180. And then from here, you would have gone out because the trend changed. Now the bars are red. Another thing I have also, we'll go back to the 5-minute chart that you could probably use if you have this feature or option in your software trading platform. You can narrow this in. So this is where the action was happening. You could use your candles as they call them it's pretty much equal volume. So instead of just being regular candles, when volume is picking up, I have this because you could use this and just keep regular candles. But let's say you don't have the relative volume standard deviation, letting you know you're above the 2 line, and there's something happening that's pushing this thing higher really fast. Like here it was kind of choppy. You could kind of tell it was nothing but price action. You saw it going up here. Here was just big volume, but the bulls and bears are just swinging, their punches at each other. Here they kind of won here, but then it just kind of dwindled. You can see not that much volume. This is more retail trading here. Somebody shorted here, then it went up, but there's not really no volume. And someone came in here and then popped it. So you could put the equal volume. Now look at that. So this is a US session start, and look at the regular volume. You see, yeah. But when you start seeing something like this, that's something is happening. Somebody's buying, an institution, someone, and you see how fat this candle was? Look at that. That, lined up with like, okay, something's cooking. I gotta like buy dips or pullbacks. But it happens so fast that you have to have either something to like tell you, whoa, what's this? What's going on? To alert you, and you seeing it visually, you could be like, I just have to buy or get in right away or buy at a pullback and I get chopped out. And you can see that it was still back and forth and then look at that, a big seller came in. You can see how thick that was on the overnight. You could use something like that. But this is all kind of like, like monitor setup. So you can have one for volume and then one for when you get something like this in a day where you could just buy on pullbacks. So just a little something. I know I got deviated. And lastly, where are we at? So we went all the way to $1.80 on that pop. Never got to 183. So when you hear 183, that's a 45. We are back to 166. Yep, right here. So all this happened, which made me think somebody just bought in, maybe someone with big money, and they're just building a position. Came right back, kind of hovering and just grinding sideways. So 166, 163 is right here. 162, that's your weekly pivot right here. And that's 162. And you got 157 for today. And that will take you all the way right here. So you got a key level 157 for today only, 162 to 163 for the week. And these are targets to the downside. If we're going to go up, we got to get above 169, and your target would probably be 176, unless some big buyers come in here and defend it. So maybe whoever did this, institution, whatever, maybe they're going to defend this level. So this whole level right here will get defended. And the only way you can validate that is by bears pushing it in and somebody buying it, pushing it up, building a position, defending it. Until they're not defending it anymore and it cracks below that and 157, then maybe you're going to go on the hunt to 152, your February 20 low. And another thing is April 14 was our anniversary from the April 14 low. So that's 1 year from $1.94 all the way to, what was April 14? Let's see, what was April 14? This one right here. Well, no, that's probably a Saturday or Sunday. So we didn't have no trading day. So somewhere around here, this is your 1 year anniversary. And we're already at 166. So we're even lower than the 194 where we started. So that's some information that you should probably find valuable. I'm going to sign out. I know this video was long, but it was kind of a little mix of, educational tips, things you may know, may have not known. And like I said, if you're interested on the Gann grid on TradingView, I know if someone has requested that, but I wanted to see if there's more people interested. I'll focus on just doing a video on just that, and I'll call it Gann grid TradingView. If not, at least you got something out here. You could probably figure it out. It's not that simple. I mean, it's not that hard. It's pretty easy, first impulse as a whole, and then, spread out your grid. And you have, Gann angles and retracement levels all at the same time. I'm going to sign out. Hopefully you like this video, and I'll keep you posted on my thoughts on nat gas.